And here we are. We are on the 5th of Sep, which is thank you. So let me just, there we go. So we know what the date it is, right? And I'm just going to scroll back. Cool. Just so we got some visuals while I chat for a minute or two. So yeah, first of all, thank you all very much for coming. I'd super appreciate it. If you are in UK, you're probably sweltering like I am in this weird autumn Indian summer heat. So I've had to turn off all the fans. Otherwise, my audio would be terrible in the recording. So apologies if you hear every now and then a slurp. I've got like a big bottle of just sparkling water, seltzer, to kind of keep myself hydrated with, well, there was a glass full of ice. Now it's just a glass of diluted sparkling water. But indeed, so yeah, thank you so much for coming. It's kind of like a long road to get here. And it's basically, I wanted to do like an overview of everything leading up to this point in the VRM creations. Initially, I missed out on the overview for the summer workshops through to conflicting schedules and stuff like that. So, and then when we got a new thing, we had some tech difficulties. So those tech difficulties meant that the VRM switcher in Oasis is unfortunately having a conflict with one of the triggers, those pesky triggers, right? You know, they just sometimes do stuff. So thought like rather than wait for that to be fixed and do an overview, I'm gonna take the monitor, the summoner from there, which has all the monitors and stuff like that in there, and I'll just plop it in a new world. You know, well, why not? Just put it in there and everything will be hunky-dory. But as I'm sure people know me, I seem to be unable to do anything in a simple way or anything by halves. So it wasn't quite enough for me to make that. I kind of had to build something a little bit bigger, somewhere to kind of put all the VRMs in. So this is the beginning of a pretty long-running work in progress. So let's just jump from the stream into Blender. So if you just bear with me a moment while I change things, record stuff, and do all that. There we go. Boom. So that was the monitor. And I'm just going to change it here as well. So we got a good recording for people who aren't here today. Fantastic. That's all cruising. And let me jump into Blender. So that's what I'm doing. Sweet. So yeah. So as I said, like I couldn't really do things by halves. Oh, by the way, I go full screen when I'm in a different app for the quality of recording. So I won't see any of your reactions or anything like that or messages while I'm in the app. It's only in reverse. So feel free to audioly interrupt while I'm talking. Like it's no problem at all. Or, you know, just give it a bam, bam, and I'll check out the Discord. It's the nature of it, going full screen with this stuff to keep it crisp. So yeah, as I said, like, you know, this is the monitor as we saw it in Oasis. And this is like a part of a culmination of the summer workshop. So basically, oh, yes.
You're good, Augie. I think that's just Pixel Girl coming in. Hey, Pixel Girl, welcome.
Oh, okay, cool. No problem. I thought I was going to say something. I'm like, I'm ready for it.
Sorry.
I didn't just say it for no reason. Hey, PG. So cool. Well, oh yes, I was right here in this world. So yeah, so the culmination of the summer's workshop was basically to create a VRM avatar which is simple, effective, that Mona can use instead of the cyber in future, stuff like that, or for events, kind of like a rebrandization of it. So that kind of like works. Hello?
Hi, you guys.
Hey, Z.
I'm just popping in, saying hi.
Hey, Z, how's it going?
Great. I'm wondering if we could get our friend Brian Life in here because he's got some cool avatars that he may want to get the VRM. So I'll be here just chilling and trying to get some more people in.
Oh man, yeah, definitely for sure. The more the merrier. I only have one VRM for today, but maybe if it's popular, I'll do this more often. Yeah, I really do like building characters in VRMs. It's a hell of a lot of fun. So yeah, it's something that I've been doing all my life. So so yeah, so we got like this Monitor, and let me just jump into here. So it had to be fairly simple. So you can see like the mesh count and stuff like that. Ignore this triangle thing on the side. Let me just do this quickly while I'm here. I always forget to do this. So if I go to preferences and interface, I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger so you can actually see things as opposed to kind of have to squint or try to like zoom and stuff. I'm recording 4K, so hopefully this will be all right.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah.
also the Control Plus, and it will increase also the
Exactly.
yeah.
That's it. So yeah, we got the monitor, made it relatively simple without too much meshing and stuff like that. So it can be manipulated in various ways and kind of different incarnations. And basically, we made what I call is a genera or a familia or family, like basically in biology terms, as opposed to in our human terms. So this monitor has various versions from tentacles to urchin to wings to crowns to hat, which is floating up there, and all that. And each one of those in Oasis was triggered by one of these shards. Each one of these shards has an essence of one of the monitors. So that's like a summoner. But as I said, like I can't do small things. So rather than just putting this in a world, I kind of went along and built all this. So it's like a large, expansive world. We're going to be popping into that in a little bit. And if I jump in here, it's got textures and everything else with moons and whatnot. So yeah, so like rather than building stuff in small and kind of things, I thought like, we kind of need to go big. Somewhere I can keep like a ton of VRMs as the future kind of keeps going and I keep building more and adding them to it. Like it's rather than having each one in a kind of separate way. And I wanted to kind of basically create like a long-term working project like the Oasis was intended to be, but this is specifically for VRMs. So at this point, each one of these shards around the monitor houses one of the VRMs. The outer shards have monitor variations, and the inner shards, right there, they have protoforms. So they were like results of each of the workshops. And they start from squiggle in one of these, all down to monitor protoform 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which don't look like monitor yet at this point. They're just kind of like humanoid characters coming from sessions like Humanoid After All and I Dream of Spring Bones. So that's the kind of like the crux of the monitor itself. And if anyone's wondering about the material on this one, it's basically, I made a little node group. So let me just jump into so just a nice little simple node group. Well, it's not that simple, but it looks more complicated than it is. Things repeat, that's repeat and that's repeat, that's repeat. That's not even connected. That's just my alternative. It's just this. That's really it. So the magic happens here, whereby what is dark, basically what is black on a monitor, has white lines, and what is light has black lines. So super simple, a little bit of math. Just there you go. Like if anyone wants to take a snapshot, like that's strange enough. I couldn't find a single tutorial on this, so it kind of was a bit of trial and error, but super useful if you have character where you want to have like some kind of a pattern on it, and for it to vary from darkness to light, or you can do multiple things. You can add more of these that's kind of how it works. And you can either do it through like an add node or a mix node. So yeah, it's just like a little bit of a tidbit of info. So that's the monitor. That's the summoner. So today I'm going to like talk about how I've turned that into a switcher, and also how I built everything else. And then we're going to go and visit, and we're going to explore things, getting to monitor. Oh, by the way, there's also new VRMs in there, Mona. So getting to monitor itself on top of the hill, proudly standing in the summoning thing, and through the shard, Valley of Shards, and quite a few of these house VRMs as well. Not all of them. So it's a little bit of like a fun kind of guessing which one you're going to get and where are they. And you can easily kind of feel like you're lost in a labyrinth of these shards when you are super small. And also there's a few other kind of like tidbits of information kicking around at the same time, kind of just to kind of like showcase other things in the development, linking to VRM, like a field of stuff that may or may not have additional stuff in future. For example, this is a Space Painter's screen head. I think she got like a little community VRM I've created, and everyone's been wondering about, how do we make VRMs into a four-legged form with difficulty, but it's something I've been kind of playing with. So as soon as I get like a worthwhile, good result, I will do something about that as well to create things. And for me, it all started initially with this right here, which is the beginnings of the Metadromoi. This is a drone V5, and that's why Metadromoi are V5. This is the fifth version of the drone, as I was getting more and more into Metasphere. So this is far too complex in mesh, as you can see, for it to be an effective VRM in a Metasphere. We have to simplify that. And that's like a big reason why in a lot of spaces we struggle when we have like 50, 70, and 100 VRMs. It's because many VRMs aren't optimized. They have like 2K textures, some even like multiple 2K textures on them with bump maps and stuff like that. Like some things don't read them. It basically adds an additional, what are they called? The gaming term, draw holes. And the mesh is just hard to read when you have like a ton of it and stuff like that. It's just, you want to simplify it, keep it simple, keep it one mesh. So that's like a reminder of what not to do in the background, which is why it's disassembled, which is kind of like nice to have. And also like I'm quite a big fan of having just objects in the sky. So yeah, we got some cyber moons, which may or may not be travelable to in the future. Probably may. Through some kind of ports and stuff like that. And right over here, linking from Lycon Idion, we have a Merc Claw, which will eventually house not just the Lycon Idion, but also all of the other Mercs to come. And there may be more than one. So yeah, is that alpha? Maybe it's alpha, but it's probably just like a continuation of a fun project and building the world in perpetuity, basically. Wow, water is already warm. So that's the kind of like basis of this. So what I did to kind of create this VRM switcher is basically I've taken all of this world and just exported it as FBX. Just export as FBX, and that's it. So super simple. Everything kind of comes in, and it's all kind of ready to go. But we're going to really talk about like the monitor, because that's the kind of crux. Because everything else is kind of like doing it on a similar basis, which is how it works. So let us jump into Unity. And so any questions, any comments, feel free to just beep, beep, interrupt, which is all good. So let me just change the shares. Oh no, I can't. I need to go full screen in Unity. So yeah, first of all, we go full screen, and we've got this weird thing whereby I need to go full screen. I basically need to capture the full screen in here rather than share screen. So I need to change windows, share screen, screen one. Apologies, you're going to see yourself.
Don't worry. While you're doing that, I have a question.
Go
When
for
you
it.
when you do your shorts for the metas or the last one that we saw, that is really cool.
Thanks.
How do you plan the shooting? You do it in all the rendering in of the animation in Blender. How you make it?
All right. Well, that was fully recorded in Monoverse, like no Blender whatsoever. Basically, so everything's recorded in Monoverse. So when I was doing all of these VRMs, I visited all of the Monoverse spaces multiple times. So I have like I don't have written down, but I have like a really good knowledge of which space has what in it and what can be useful. So that kind of makes it a lot easier. No, let me just find this Unity thing. Here we go. So, no, that's not it. Sorry, apologies. Unity. No, that's not it either. Well, I'm not getting. Can't find Unity on here. In my recording. Sorry about this, guys. So it's like I've got like a fairly kind of almost encyclopedic knowledge in my head of all these worlds. So it does make it a lot easier to kind of create things. Let's go to game capture. There you go. Unity. Huh. Well, it's not turning up. It's not giving me the site. No. How's it doing that? Oh, there we go. For some reason, I had to like change from game capture to window capture to game capture. It turns some stuff off, and now I can see. So yeah, I'll say like basically when I'm doing the short stuff, because I have the knowledge of the worlds and I have all these VRMs and characters, so I'll quite frequently open up multiple windows and stick more than one VRM in there. And I have multiple rigs as well. So the multiple windows and multiple computers opened up, and I'll set the scene up. You know, you can't do too much in that way, but you're almost kind of thinking of it as theater rather than kind of like animation in Blender. You know, it's limited. And then I'd kind of like record what I want to see. And I'll usually end up recording like probably 5-6 times what I'm actually going to use. And then I'll cut it all in Premiere and add audio. So for this one, I made like the audio of Likon Idin. So he's embodied, he has a voice. And that audio is basically creating a AI voice in 11 Labs and then crunching it through a bunch of different compressions and things like that to kind of get this kind of like weird, mercenary, techno, disembodied, positronic mind floating on a wolf-like mechanic body in a kind of like laconic sense of stoic humor while still having a kind of very flowery inner voice, which is how I imagined it. So that he kind of like led the story himself. Like, you know, I just wanted to like try and accost the meta gremlin because I was having problems with those. And then he kind of basically he took it away. Yeah, he kind of wrote himself. And I think like I mentioned about this, so I'll say about that in a second as the quiz comes in. So back to the overview. So we started like this, like a full overview of the VRMs being built. So started here, which is basically from my project Karakura a year ago, a 6-minute epic short. So it's super complex, not really good for Metasphere, but like interesting character nonetheless. Like basically, so that's I think that's Drone V2, if I remember correctly. And then I have some Drone V1s, and kind of cruising on, and there's more and more and more. So I kind of like get obsessed with things and tend to do quite a lot, experimentation and stuff, and building various VRMs until this point here, where everything kind of clicked together, and that's the version 5 that kind of is sitting there. And then we go straight into Metadromoy, which is basically pushing all of that building to another level, kind of making it much more complex, loads of stuff happening together. And then we are cruising into the VRM power. So we've got Squiggle, Tough, Splurge with Tail, Protoforms, Monitor Protoforms, and then we get to actual Monitor, and then we have all the variations that are built. Like quite a few. Those spring bows are a lot of fun. You can do quite a lot of stuff. And the cool thing is, like, I've taken this out in other spaces and worlds and stuff like that, and it always kind of gathers a little bit of attention, which is nice. Like the tentacle one and the wing one seem to be like people always kind of ask about those, probably because they're most different. We have like a space painter in there, Leconidian. It took more than one incarnation to get it right. Those spring bones for the tail and his disembodied head are certainly a little bit difficult. And then we go to the AI special with a bunch of these. Zoom in, and they give you like all the weird cool materials in them. And there's a few of them. And then we finished with the last AI special where we had like little grams created, and hopefully everyone remembers this little cute guy that Rizzle made through the power of AI, and then we've kind of together rigged it so he's got hands in his head. It's super cute. So yeah, all of these VRMs need somewhere to go, because it's nice like showing them like this, but it doesn't really feel easy to showcase, and it's unwieldy just even to scroll through. So that's the reason why the world got built. So let me just change into the other Unity. Actually, I don't need to change for you guys at all, because you're in the full screen. So all I need to do here is this. And we are in another Unity, right? You can see that? It's a different place. If you can, give me a thumbs up or give me a sign while I change the Unity to space anime. Oh, that was easy this time. Oh, it doesn't like VRMs. So yeah, so we got like a large, expansive world that we basically just kind of brought in, baked a lot of stuff in the way we kind of do all this, and it's nice. Like I haven't built a world in a long time, so it's nice to kind of be able to do all that and create it in. So about the VRM switcher, it's actually super simple. So this isn't going to take long in a way, but we've got lots of fun stuff ahead fairly soon. So basically, all of these green things, if you can spot them, they are all places where we have VRM switchers. So that's where all the good stuff lies. It's all the cool stuff. Just make sure I'm recording this. Yes, I am. Cool, excellent. Never know. Fantastic. So yeah, this is all got all the switches. So basically, the technique is like you bring in whatever object you want. Doesn't really matter what it is. You can even create stuff within it yourself. And let me go straight to monitor and F to zoom in. and then basically go straight here to the monitor itself, where I have all these VRM switches. And let's add another one. So if I remember, it's 2. Basically, you just create an empty. It's a game object. Fantastic. And with Mona, I've done all the hard work, and you just literally go to Mona VRM switcher. That's it. And helps if you have a collider as well. Box collider is quite nice. Yeah, basically that's kind of how you build it. So it's as simple as that. And it's just there. And that's the bus collider. So when you kind of get in collision with a box, one warning, make sure you know where you're putting it. As opposed to if you have like a large expansive world like this, you can easily get lost in the sphere. But just so you can see it. There you go. Quite like working in ISO, it just feels more precise. So you can change all the sizes and stuff like that as you want, just make it bigger so you can actually see it. Let's say this is a VR switcher for something huge. There we go. Stick it over there and lower down. That's it. Cool. So that's basically your VRM switcher. That's literally how all of them work, and they are super easy to kind of create, assemble, and thank you very much, Mona, for creating something so simple to use. So when we have something that's simple, you kind of like want to do a lot, right? You don't want to just do it a little bit. So as a consequence, the way you make it work like a switcher is in here. So let me just so over here, where we have the Mona VRM switcher, Unity doesn't have the thing to make it like larger font, unfortunately. Basically, we're going to put like a VRM URL. So a VRM URL is where your VRM is housed. If you have a minted VRM, it'll have its own URL that you kind of obtain from the mint. And if you do like development things like these are, I tend to put them in GitHub so I can update it and stuff like that as I kind of go along. Because all of this is basically a continuous work in progress, rather than like, it's all finished now, minted, and here it's in the world. It's always going to be like adding things to it and stuff like that. So also like feel free to pop in at any time. Things may appear, things may disappear. Super easy to find. It's just VRM PWR WRLD. No vowels, continents only. That's how we're rolling Web3 apparently. Like because vowels are for wowing and hoping there'll be lots inside as opposed to outside. So yeah, so just stick in your VRM URL and you'll stick in your name. So let's go to something I may have from earlier. One of them. Yeah, so I can just grab like a little gremlin and just paste that in. Bam. And that's all good. Also, there's a really cool thing that Memory built that if you can't be bothered to kind of like write all this down every time, he's got like a shortcut for the GitHub. So I'll share that in a second. But yeah, like I don't think people know about it. And it's useful to name it, and the name is what's going to appear when you are in the world, and you've got to press E to get the name out of it. So let's just call it Rams 3. And there we go. That literally is it. So we have it. So when I was building this, because I've got a ton of them, I found it like really, really, really useful to kind of create one, and then just CD, Control D, copy it across the range. So basically I have more than one over there, and then just kind of fill in everything at the same time. It's almost like very kind of formulaic, like you do like a timesheet or something like that, like an Excel table. And I do like my Excel tables. But yeah, like it kind of makes it a lot easier to kind of work with larger numbers of them. Because the problems especially start, like, these are fairly organized and in a circle. But when we start working with like the shards, which are all like that, and try not to kind of get them doubling up too much, like that one's a smaller one, that one's over there, like things become a little bit more difficult to kind of keep in mind where things are and everything else. So with the switchers, it's always really useful to kind of like try and get them around an object. So, so you have something that you're actually switching in, unless you want to kind of create like magic switchers in the air. I mean, there's no right or wrong way. I'm kind of just thinking like what works for me in the best way. So that's kind of how they all kind of work together and came to formulate the VRM PWR WRLD, which is, nice and expansive. And so that means that I can have a relatively small world when it comes to data. I think this whole world, I kind of like went a bit more detailed on the skyboxes, as you can see. Just like baked the second version of that this morning, because time is good when you wake up to a morning bake of a nice little nebula. So I kind of had that's like a 10 megabyte one, so it's a little bit more expensive in data, but like the whole world, everything here is, if I remember, like 71 or 72 megabytes, so super tiny, and we're getting all the verisimilitude basically by having external links to all these VRMs. Each one is like effectively a portal to a different VRM, which is a different character, which is a different thing, and each one will kind of change stuff. And hopefully like this will be somewhere fun where one can drop in, pick some VRMs up to play around with and stuff like that. Things will be changing around. I think only Monitor will stay as it is, but even some monitors will change and we'll have different ones and stuff like that. And like it's something that is hopefully for all the community to kind of pop in on occasion to enjoy. Like, if you're fed up or bored of one VRM, you want to have something that's like a kit car or a work in progress one. Warning, by the way, like they may disappear, they may be updated and stuff. So, don't rely on it 100%. But, if you want like a little bit of fun and grab something interesting and stuff, like feel free to pop in and grab stuff. Like there's going to be like AI VRMs, other kind of VRMs, work in progress, stuff like that. And once they finish the production line, they may go off and be minted in the Metadromy series, and some of them will probably just stay here because they're just denizens of the metasphere, and they are in there to be in there as such. So it's a continuation of things in that way, and it means you can basically like here in didn't mean to do that. See, well, one problem is like a full stop does something different in Unity and something different in Blender. Unfortunately. So so basically over here when we have like the monitor and stuff like that, we can have 12 monitors, 9 protoforms, quite a lot of basically data all in one world. It's a great way of presenting things, especially when it comes to like VRMs, and it kind of really kind of expands the way we can communicate that. Like you can build. I mean, this is like a VRM PWR WRLD. Looking at the VRM Power workshops and getting all those VRMs in there, there's nothing to say that you couldn't build specific community VRM stations and stuff like that, or make your own. It was so cool to kind of see various kind of VRM worlds where people can populate the metaverse and get all of the various kind of characters they have, whether using like things like Common Sense Machine and stuff like that to have some quick and dirty meshes, or whether going like properly in and designing stuff in a very kind of meticulous way. So we have all of these kind of cool things that are creating that way. So with that, I just want to see like, is everyone all right? If anyone has any questions and stuff like that at this point, like this is a good time to say anything. No? Yeah?
I would say something.
Oh, cool. I was getting worried there that the audio doesn't work.
Oh yeah. Well, so thanks for doing this. Is so cool. I'm really excited about trying out the common sense machine, and I was talking to Rizzle about, maybe trying to participate in that contest that they have, where you can create a VRM, and then just like, I don't know if they're still doing the contest, but regardless, it's still something I want to figure out. So I think I'm going to just do my homework a little bit more and go back and watch some of these pre-recorded VRM power workshops and just try to figure it out. But yeah, also just looking forward to seeing that one that you did with Rizzle, and kind of reviewing that, because I missed it. But yeah, definitely want to get more in the VRM game.
It's been recorded, so like we had a little bit of kind of well, it just took a little bit of time to kind of get it all out with everything's been happening.
Guys,
but
I'll get that up this week. I apologize.
it's all right. Like it's, but yeah, once it's up, it's a super easy process. Really quick. But there's a couple of things that if you don't know, you could end up just spinning your wheels or like chasing your own tail for a while to find out. So those things kind of like do help. And wow, that's super cool. I didn't know they're having like a VRM thing. I really need to like, I've got notifications of too many things. Because, we just built a ton of them. There's going to be 20 of them right now.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, go to the Discord, Common Sense Machine Discord, and there's a channel for contests. And
got it.
They've got some cool things going on.
Sweet. This is a thing to do probably tomorrow after I get all the other stuff done. Just note it down. But yeah, that's awesome. That's super cool. Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting what you can actually do with AI to kind of. I think at the moment it's really hard to kind of get precision in there and stuff. But just when you need to have like a bunch of characters in a metaverse, you can just populate that out, and it works really well. Like, especially like in kind of video things and shorts and stuff like that and all that. It really kind of works well to populate the metasphere. Or also, if you're having a specific event and you just want to create like 10, 20 VRMs for that event, and you can just like roll it out. Take one as your main thing, and you just like roll it through. So you can kind of these are all the VRMs of that event, and it's all the kind of fun stuff. Like a little gremlin, it's super fun. It literally took us like half an hour to rig him up and get him into Metasphere as a VRM. So speaking of VRMs, no worries. Just going to do a quick lightning fast overviews of the monitors. And just swap here as well. So hopefully we'll finish with Unity for the time being, because Unity is hard on recording for some reason. Every time, yeah. Sweet. So we had this basically monitor protoform. So it encompasses all the different monitors. And you've probably seen we built monitor, and then somebody came up with all of these. So I just want to do a quick 5 minutes on how this all kind of got made into what it made. So basically, let me just, there we go, that was a summoner. So we got like our protoform, which is, super simple. So this is how you basically build a genera. Let's just zoom in on spot, because, it's got a little power pack. And I think you've seen me build this. And it's really cool. Like sometimes when you build live, you make really simple things that sometimes you may overcomplicate, but I kind of left him like super simple. Like just keeping it, if you go to shade flat, very, very geometrical, but it kind of all works nicely. It basically allows us to add things on top of it rather than concentrate too much on the details itself. So then simplified it even more. We took like the insignia of Mona and just exported it as a SVG, imported it into Blender, and just basically converted it into mesh. Like Blender has a really nice function. If you didn't know, like you can import SVGs, like vector files. So you just go to import And where is it? Somewhere? Yeah, SVG, scalable vector graphic. And you may need to go to your preferences to kind of just enable that in add-ons. It's how Blender works with everything. So yeah, just make sure that's clicked on. And you can just import it, and then you just go to, when you select it, you just go to Object, and it'll give you an option here to basically change it into mesh. So it's super simple. So you can get like kind of very precise branding in there. So if you need to build VRMs for a specific brand, if you start getting like, kind of that kind of work in future, it's interesting to kind of have that in your repertoire. So, if you work for a company or something like that, you're like, yeah, we can put exactly your logo in there. No problem at all. And it's nice to get a whole 3D logo as well, rather than just getting like a 2D thing wrapped. Well, you can do that as well. So we got that. And then we got monitor. So position it in there. Make sure it's a different material, and then I just joint it on. So that's kind of how it worked. And then we've got like a whole thing itself. So then that's our protoform for all the monitors. Bam. So, yeah.
Yeah, I had one question at the end, if that's cool.
Yeah, go for it.
When you're done.
Oh, no, cool. You can go now.
Well, it goes back down to another rabbit hole, possibly. So maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not on this call, because it's about the AI hive that you have, the VRM hive that you have over there.
Right. Okay, well, we'll put it in a can of worms for a second, and then we'll open the can in a little bit. So I tried to do various variations. So here we've got like a spine variant, and it's kind of like just adding like basically cushiony kind of techno spine to monitor, kind of like a bulky variety here. These are all kind of fairly simple. And then we got like the tentacles. So the tentacles is, if you look at a workshop, I dream of spring bones. Like here, it's nice, you can see everything. You can see where these spring bones are. So basically, following all those things, I've added multiple spring bones here and here and here. And we've got a little tentacle thing. You kind of treat them like wings, but rather than wings floating here, you want these kind of be jiggling more. And in the same way, you've got wings with little spring bones here. So these are all kind of like little monitors that anyone can use for anything. A little hat there. Just put on the. You can see that. Looks fairly nice and cool. Sometimes you need a hat guy. And I really like adding tails characters. Don't know why. There's something like sounds quite cool. Like it's a very similar tail that Ideon Lycion has. Like there's something like techno organic, but yet they feel fluffy, but they're very technological and kind of heavy. So it's like I blame Kurama. So here we go. And when you're rigging them, they may look quite awkward. That's a warning. So that's no problem at all, because we'll change your rig basically later on. And then all of those combined together, along with a collar and an urchin and stuff like that, we get like monitor summoner. And that's that part. So now we're going to jump into VRM PWR WRLD. If you're on a desktop, get ready for Super Mayhem Party stuff. And then we're going to finish off with a quick little quiz and the Lycion giveaway.
Rabbit hole.
So jump in. No, that's not it.
Hey Augie.
Uh-huh.
I just wanna let you know I have to jump around 3:20. So like 30 more minutes.
Oh no, we're fine. We're good for the time then.
Perfect.
That's super duper. Yeah. Like it's we'll be finished probably back in 20. Hopefully. Unless I go on a ramble more. So I'm gonna post the link. It's as we all know, it's an open world. So I'm not doing this as a host. Anyone can pop in. Yep. Where's my? No. Where's my cursor gone? There it is. So I'm just going to pop that in. And I said this link will keep on. So if you look in the chat, there's a link to the world. And if you meet me there, that'll be super ace. And I'm just going to hang out here for a second while some people pop in. I am embodying the Licon idiom, as you can kind of see. Oh, fantastic. Cool. Awesome. You're playing. You've got a couple of people, right? So follow me. Follow me into the shard world. So going straight to the shards. It's a little bit of a track, but it feels like fairly expansive. And you got all of these shards, and each one of them, well, not each one of them, some of them are going to house some VRMs. So if you go on a little kind of like search, you may find things. So when you find one, just press E and you'll transform into a different VRM. So there's around 20 of them kicking around here. So I'm super small now. Now I'm big. Bam. And also,
Oh my God, is that He-Man?
It's Barba Bread He-Man, kind of. If you know, like Wonder Bread He-Man, you see he's
Oh my God.
he's seen
Wow.
better days. So this is what I got by basically taking a photo of my He-Man figure and then putting it into Common Sense Machine. So
Okay.
it's got this kind of weird kind of clutch hand as a consequence. But yeah,
That's cool.
here we go. It's one of the earlier scribbles. So it's almost like, you see what you can find.
Oh.
That's this was like a photo of Skeletor, but he ended up being something else, like his face was split and stuff. But I kind of went along with it.
Oh, I see. So there's like just little hidden things that you can equip.
Yeah. Basically, if you look at the shards, some of them have additional things in them. Eventually, I'm hoping that all of them are going to have like a VRM. Oh, cool. To jump up, he's got like a little floppy on his front head. Such a weird character. So this is actually like a vector drawing that I did in Illustrator and pasted through Common Sense Machine, and then put like a little bit of spring bones.
This
Fantastic.
Is so, cool.
So we've got like a bunch of them. It's fun, isn't it? Like it's
this is
kind of
really
just
fun.
wander around and find new things. And I'll be updating this on a regular basis. So definitely like once a week, maybe even more often when I get carried away. So it's worth kind of popping in every now and then and finding what you can find. Because there's some like wild characters in there.
Wow. Even some of the
Common Sense
reflections
is
on
pretty
these
good.
shards are pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the reflections a lot, and the way the lighting's hitting it at the top.
When you get close.
There is some reflective probing going on. Thank you.
It looks
yeah.
cool.
So yeah, there's a lot of different kind of VRs you can kind of find in here and discover. Which one is this? Oh yeah. So if you nice, you got like the chrome one, and then if you're that's a two-headed.
The two-headed.
Yeah.
That's
Two
cool.
cream. I kind of thought like too bad, and then I made this one by taking a bunch of AI things and doing a collage, and then kind of getting them into the metasphere. Cool. So if you follow me up to the hill, let's go to the Monitor.
Okay.
Monitor is this. You can see it's right at the top of the hill. By the way, if you have glare and you lower the glare down, those moons will look less glary in the thing. So let me just There's like two moons up in the air, like straight up in the sky. And if I was to do glare, and I'm just gonna not bloom, not glare. I'll lower it down a little bit. Escape. You can see they're all kind of techno moons. So yeah, at Monitor, you have a bunch of new shards, and you can just start equipping them. So Twitter did a rebrand, Mono did a rebrand. We got like DM straight in with a Monitor. So we have 21 Monitors. Some are skins.
Wow.
This is cool. Really well done.
Some are that's like your classic one. Got like the tailed one. Woo. Sometimes you just need a big head, right? It's the best. And sometimes you got a sneaky little tester in there as well. That's sneaked in. Finish off with a crown.
This is cool.
Or go for the tentacles. So there's a bunch of like VRMs you can, choose around and play and stuff like that, and enjoy like visiting in the metasphere. Gonna find new ways of being. And also in in the center you'll find like all the various kind of like workshops. So Squiggle has been completed recently, and we have a VRM Squiggle right here as well. A homage as opposed to the Art Association, by the way. Just in case someone's got like, how much is that? So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
Cool.
So Augie, I just
And
had a quick question on this. This is what I was kind of relating to. So this I would consider like a VRM hive, right? Kind of a collective.
a VRM.
Yeah, like this whole setup, like what you were doing earlier as well. Can I add individual AI to each of these pods? Could I feed in individual AI? Is that possible? I might be taking us down a rabbit hole. We can talk later.
I don't know how. If you know a dev who can insert that in, then yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't know how to do that.
Like non-player characters?
That is for a dressing room BRM. So if you convert your AI to any BRM, it should work while you have the link.
Okay, perfect. Thank you,
in the Mona template.
Because I'd like to take the Chirper AI that I have and just kind of see how they build out their own VRMs. And then if they came into a collective like this, it'd be kind of cool to see if they'd actually interact with us. I'm just dorking out over here. Sorry.
No worries. Like, yeah. Like, who was building like...
for the non-player character.
Someone was building that in Oasis, wasn't it?
Yeah. Nobody.
Yeah, but
nobody.
it's mostly
Secret.
based. It's mostly based around movement, right? The character walking around randomly.
Yeah, correct. It's because a non-player character is easy to do when you do your animation, you do your character, you upload to Unity, and in Unity, while you do the time, the animator thing, you will be good. It will be a non-player character that has a looped animation. But for random animation, nobody was working on that. I think I don't remember. It was one of the grants given away, and it should be included in the Monarch library to anyone that want to use it.
Cool. I've got a couple of things to say about it, but I've just realized what time it is, and Ty's going to go soon, and I need it for this part. So if you kind of follow me up to the claw, so you can see where the claw is, just behind the monitor. There's like a claw. Can you see that? Yeah, there you go. And you can follow me up. And you can actually go up to it and literally a couple of jumps and you're there. Yeah. So they are basically another triggers here as well. So there we go. I think I'm got a meta gremlin.
This is a bath of lava thing.
Yeah. It's
I
just
love
energy.
It.
I kind of
Yes,
just left it
energy.
like open so you can kind of jump in and out. There's a little tester there as well.
If you do a bigger test, a bigger jump, that the people can jump
Yes,
higher.
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
You can actually have
yeah,
an overview of the whole space when it gets built up.
yeah, exactly.
There's a list of things.
I like it.
And the middle one will equip you with Licon Idin only for today, because this dude is being given away. So with that, we're going to go into the giveaway section. Woo! Who's going to win? I don't know. So basically, we're going to do it as a little short mini quiz, like kind of a pub quiz.
You have one question in the chat, Agi.
I got you.
Anywhere to find info on how to make a VRM switcher. I guess, Zap, this workshop is recorded and we're going to upload it on YouTube if you want to rewatch.
Yes, definitely.
Anyway,
Zap.
for that is in the Mona documentation also as well.
I was about to say, it's literally a one-page Mona documentation, super easy. But yeah, definitely. But also it'll be in video, because I know like some people like to read and some people like to watch. I'm more of a watcher when it comes to learning. I find like if I watch something, I'll take it up more. Like it depends. Like even though sometimes writing is easier, you go, oh, it's only like a couple of things I need to do. But if you see a couple of things, you go, oh, that's how it works. So we're just a little different. So yeah, so hopefully you guys have been paying some attention. I've mentioned, I think, almost every single answer in today's stream. If there's something you're not sure, it's a multiple choice. So, it's a fair whack that someone will be able to win it. And we're going to do it in Discord. So basically in the chat, I'm going to drop a question and I'm going to give you how long should I give you? Like a minute? What do you reckon, Ty?
Yes, 1 minute for each question is perfect.
Cool. Let me set my clock, my synchro digital parsec clock, stopwatch even, and I will give you basically 1 minute per each question. They are all on Metadromoy and VRM Power and Monitars. So, like, super simple. And it's multiple choice, and let me just
multiple choice. You select your answer by reacting with the correlated emoji.
Yeah, good shout. I didn't say that.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
And Licon is excited. He's starting to dance and see what's going to happen. So. Oh, cool, Unchained Ninja. Sweet. Great to see you, man. Yeah, pop into the space. Like, it's super fun. You may have a little track to get like to the top. But yeah. So let me make sure I'm recording everything. So I'm recording the space. And we've got the audio. So I'm gonna drop the question number 1.
Should I? You want me to drop it? I have it ready to go.
All right. Oh, if you want to do it, that's fantastic. Thank you so much.
That's what I'm here for. Yeah.
Kind of jumping in and out. I'll just start going back and copying and pasting.
No, I got you.
Thanks, Ty. Oh, man,
all right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Cool. I guess I'll. So it's start. How many Metadromoy are there minted? Is it 3? Is it 9? Is it 12? Is it 24? Or is it 33.3? And a third. 420 is always a good answer. Though the question then would be, what will be? So we're Boom, 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 boom. Wow, this minute really lasts a long time, doesn't it? But yeah, we're cruising. We're cruising. You know, you can literally open up Monoverse and check out the VRMs and see how many there are. You know, it's super quick. There's ways of getting this information out. And Lyconidian has been started to show like signs of intellect. He's been linked in with an AI. Stop.
All right, we've got the answers in.
That's it. Hey, Unchained Ninja, yeah, definitely. Like, you can upload VRMs and stuff like that. There's loads of kind of cool stuff all around that you can kind of like get engaged and do stuff with. Like, it's, I mean, the SDK is free as well, so it's Unity based. But yeah, like it's, like it's all possible. All possible.
All right. The people
Sweet.
that got their answers in on time for that question were Z, Creative, and Point Shark. Congratulations. Next question.
There we go. We're kicking off. Next question, if you would be so kind, Ty.
All right, here we go. Make sure you guys are on time with your answers. 3, 2, 1.
Who created the Metadromoy in their own world? Obviously, I did. Was it the Metametal Commander? Was it Theon Lithian? Was it Usquaki V5? Was it Aspis? Or was it Vasilea? Like, this is, if you've been following my Twitter feed, I do kind of mention this quite a bit. It's also mentioned in quite a few of the blurbs of the Metadromoy and the minting in the Monoverse as well. So, you know, it's one name kind of seems to pop out fairly often. So yeah. And, you know, just got to think, like, who could it be? Metal Commander, flying through. Squawky, V5. Vasilea. Was it one of their own? We'll never know. Well, we'll know very shortly. As with all of these, there's a bunch of lore and things interwoven behind it to kind of get them together in one. And stop. Cool. All the answers are in for the second one.
Yep.
Hopefully, I like to see there's a variety in there.
What was the answer for this?
Thing in each one.
What was the right answer?
So, are we saying the right answer now or at the end?
Oh, if you want to wait till the end, that's fine. But
I'm doing like a pub quiz.
I think maybe now is better because people can change their answers.
Okay, cool. No worries. In which case, the right answer is Theon Lithian. And for the first one, the right answer was 12. So Theon Lithian, the ancient construct, the scientific AI, created them all.
Nope. Sorry.
There we go. They changed the Metal Commander, though, so... So no worries.
I did, but it's not important. I mean, I know it was out of the minute.
Yeah. Oh, there's three more. We already just started.
In the first one, I think I was in the minute, but it did not count.
It was just after.
Oh, if people like it, I'll do another giveaway. So can we have number 3, please?
Yep, here we go.
It would be cool maybe to do all the Outtech 4s as a giveaway, right? Cool. Okay, sweet. So what was the 4th VRM Power Workshop? Was it I Dream of Spring Bones? Was it Humanoid After All? Was it Destination Mona? Was it VRM? Or was it VRM Power AI Special? So what was the 4th VRM Power Workshop? Like, there's ways of finding this out. Like, literally, you can go on YouTube and just have a quick peek. And I reckon you can do it in a minute. If you have Monoverse as one of your saved things, you'll help. As opposed to having to search for it. So YouTube, Monoverse, I'm just telling you the answers almost.
Yeah, I have a question about this. Is of the recent ones or the VRM workshops that you were doing for the grant?
This was the fourth VRM Power workshop, so specifically the grant ones.
The grants, okay.
Yeah. And boom, there we go.
All right.
Yeah, I couldn't help myself. They're all a pun on something. You know, human after all, Destination Mona, Dream of Spring Bones. Yeah, like this. Yeah. What is it? Beats for my deets didn't appear here. Is a close contender. So yeah, sometimes you gotta do all of those things. So sweet. Let's go for we're getting past minute point now. Exciting. Let's go to question 4, please. Sweet. So this is a monitor. We were just in there, so you'll know this. Which one of these isn't a monitor variant? Wings, tentacles, not is, but isn't. Beware, isn't. Which one of these is not a monitor variant? Wings, tentacles, tail, skull, or X, formerly known as Twitter. Well, the answer is obvious, but it's a little bit of, I'll give you one thing. It's a little bit of a trick question. So, you know, think of the space you were just in and think what you managed to trigger and think what you didn't see in the monitors. I did showcase one thing initially. We should I think we'll throw some people off. But yeah, which is like a good pub quiz. It all gets a bit like complicated over a pint and a pack of crisps, right? Or a pint of water. And there we go, timeout. So the right answer is skull. So there was a wings monitor.
Lol.
I've showcased it multiple times. There is a tentacles ones, there is a tail one, and there is an X, formerly Twitter one, as well as the M as in a Twitter way. So they're both basically counted there. But I didn't do a skull one because everyone does skulls, and you know, like so you know, everyone does wings as well. But I think everyone does skulls more. Maybe there's something for future, but it didn't feel right. So yeah, skull is the wrong one out. There isn't a skull monitor variant yet, as a lot of these things though. So Liconidin is getting excited. We've got some stuff happening. And shall we hit with the last question, please? Time?
Let's go.
Number 5. This is a good one. So, Liconidin is a technomerc. Hint, technomerc. So this appeared in all my Twitter feeds in almost every single kind of like promotion of this thing for like weeks now. Like, so what is the Metadromoy Wave 2 called? It's Metadromoy, Kybermistoi, Diadromoi Technologio, Technosymbolaio, Metadromoi 2, or Autec 4. And I did mention this as well earlier on. So one of these is correct. The other ones are not. So is it Kybermistoi, Diadromoi Technologio, Technosymbolaio, Metadromoi 2, or Autec 4? What is this wave of technomercs called? Like Idian hopes you get it right. And with that, stop. That's it. That is time out. So all contestants have entered the fray, have put their votes down and everything else. So let us tally up the quotes and see
What was
which
the right answer
who
for that
won.
one?
So the main answer for this is Autec 4. It's not Metadromoid 2. That would be too obvious. And it's Technomercs, hence it's not that. And the other ones I can't even pronounce. So Like they're all tongue twisters. Though they are in this kind of same vein of ancient Greek words. But yeah, like Autek 4, you can kind of like say the dromoi technologio is, yeah, not as easy, nor are the other ones.
Very cool. I just
So,
messaged you the winner, Agi, if you want to announce.
kiddos, do we have a drum roll?
Yeah, let's see. Can you hear this?
Let me just change the screen recording so we can actually see the people's reactions as we record this. Just stretch it out. Discord. Cool, you're being recorded. And where's my audio? Oh, no. There we go. That's not it. There we go. And the winner is Argent.
Hey!
Super congrats.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's super awesome. So Lycon Idion goes to Argent.
Woohoo! Thank
The
you.
VRM 1 of 1 interoperable unique NFT, the first of the wave 2, Autek 4. He's a technomerc. He's got zappers. He's got a positronic brain and spider-like eyes, like a wolf spider. He's dangerous. He's cute. He's Idion Lycion. Got werewolf-like legs. He's a cyber. Yeah. And interestingly enough, he was part of an experiment this weekend whereby we created a chatbot out of him. So now he has a virtual body. He's rigged and everything else. I've made the voice for him. So he's got that as well, using like the 11 labs and stuff like that. And he's also kind of got a positronic brain. So you just need to link it all together and you'll have like a digital being, effectively. Full on ready for the metasphere. Yeah. He's dangerous and cute. If you look into his eyes, he's kind of like he's all cutie pie. Let's shoot out a reaction. Go to yay! He's excited.
I'm so happy. Thank you very much. I have to say that this
absolute
avatar
pleasure.
is super cool. I love that it's like a wolf, and I love the Lycon story behind. I was reading it earlier.
Oh, awesome.
Very,
Oh, that's
very
super
well.
cool.
Yeah.
Argent,
Thank you so much. And
I was just gonna say, Argent and Vega are about to be running around like a pack of wolves in Mona.
yeah. I was about to say, like, you gotta go full in, which would be like super cool. And an interesting bit of tidbit: Lycon Idion means here comes the wolf, or there is the wolf in ancient Greek. It was a saying they used to say, like, oh, there's, like speak of the devil kind of stuff, like, oh, there's the wolf. So yeah, that's why his name comes from, rather than anything else. So yeah. So have a lot of fun. He's a first technomerc. He's a little bit willful. He's not a good guy, but he's not a bad guy either. He's like just wants to survive, stay in the middle, and keep the balance of the metasphere. So yeah, like that's super cool, awesome. And if you DM me your wallet, and we'll do the transfer.
Okay. It
Obviously.
reminds me to the story. It reminds me to Geralt de Rivera from The Witcher, that is in the middle,
Yes. Exactly.
This was awesome.
Exactly. He's
fun. But I love you guys. This was great. Thanks, Agi.
Total pleasure. Thanks, Ty, for helping us host it. And yeah, like as I said, like the workshop part was fairly small, but there's so much going on that the time just filled out super fast. So I just want to thank you all for coming up, for kind of checking out this VRM Power overview and seeing the debut, the opening of VRM Power World. And this world is somewhere where I'll be dropping in new VRMs, new shapes, works in progress. So, bookmark that thing and feel free to pop in periodically and see what's up in it. You can go like, oh, I wonder, is there any new VRMs? They need to be somewhere. And you may find like some things which are broken VRMs, some things which are not quite rigged well, or some things which are like cool new things about to be unleashed upon the metasphere in various ways. And all of the technomercs will be coming in through the claw as well. So one finger is for Idion, that is now going to be Argent's, and the other 4 or 3, depends how you count your fingers in your hand, are still to come. So yeah.
Thank you.
And I just want to check like if anyone has any cues, this is the time to shoot them. Hello, Pull QPLR? I can't quite hear you.
They have a charming homemade look, so my customer would prefer more upscale figures. Just
Oh man, like
upscale residents in this upscale building where your upscale store actually is located recently told us they were.
I can't. I can hear a garbled thing. Can anyone else hear them? Or is it just
Yeah, I
my
can
audio?
hear it's a loop in the background. Ninja, can you hear us?
Right where you're standing, same time the open waistline that I hear from him. I must say, it was way less offensive. You can shove that up your upscale.
Don't quite know what's going on there.
I'm sorry, like I can't really hear you at all on the audio. Oh, you're on the mobile as well. Maybe that's why. Sometimes when you're on mobile, especially on Discord, you need to kind of like, if I remember how it works, if you go to the audio settings on the Discord and change it to your speaker, because sometimes it just puts you like that you are kind of almost talking like weirdly. And I used to get a problem as well. So hopefully that'll work out. If not, like feel free to drop like a message in a chat. Because yeah, I'm really sorry, like I can't actually hear what you're saying. But oh, sweet, we got like Unchained Ninja in here. Hey man, how's it going? Like it's nice to see a VRM kicking around. Gonna love these VRMs. There's so much kind of like cool stuff they can kind of like do with and create and everything else. It's all about like digital identities at the end of the day and kind of trying to find out where are we going with everything and how we can like embody ourselves in different ways. We can change different identities continuously, and yeah, like it's super cool. And hopefully, like we'll see you around in some of these spaces in the future as well. I'll probably be doing some more stuff when I do some more technomercs. Which, if we have, do we have like a second? I'll show like a super sneaky, cheeky little preview. So this is super sneaks before we finalize stuff off. Let me just change it. So we're here. You can see me in here, and I'm just gonna go here as we were dancing, and I'm gonna go to Mixamo, and this may or be the next guy. The rig is still not quite finished. Is kind of like a work in progress, but that'll be the next technomerc. And if you just press
love
play.
it.
Kind of like a vortex hound. He emerged from my conversation with
He's cool.
Icon Lydian.
Really like this one.
Well, thanks. Like Lydian mentioned him to me, so I had to make him.
It reminds me to one of those that you have in your first video of the Metatronoids.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, they all kind of share. I mean, all of these are in the same world, so they share like a similar design aesthetic, which is intentional. But I mean, you can see like the rig is terrible. Like I just thought like I drew him and I thought I'd pop it in before I start cleaning him up and doing stuff. So he's gonna look super cool. and it's got like a disembodied head, like quite a few of these do. So that's the sneaky peeks of the sneaky sneaks as we kind of go. And I'll just show you like another one quickly while we're here. Let me just so what I need to change to. I need to open this up. So if I change this, change Windows to here, cool, and change the other one. I've got two things to change every time. Changer, which is nope. How do I change this? That's my data notes. There we go. Pum, 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 pum. Well, so yeah, just smack. So that's that guy. You can kind of see, and also there is. He's not alone. There's also Conops, which is that little dude. So I drew a few of them, and they're probably going to be, I think, as the hand is, 4 or 5 in total. And I'll see how I'm gonna distribute them all. Kind of super enjoyed today, so as I say, like dropping to the claw near you. So with that, if anyone has any questions and stuff like that, like, whoop, you just put it in there. So it actually looks interesting. Mysterious.
Yeah, I wonder
Yeah.
what world is this one coming from.
Oh, this is like
Because of
Technomark
how-
as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's a data extractor.
Yeah. By the pincho, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say mosquito.
Yeah, well, his word is conopsis means sucker. Conops is sucker, and conopsis is mosquito. So yeah, he's
Oh,
basically
wow.
ancient
Okay.
Greek.
Love it. Love that you put the names from ancient Greek.
Oh, the whole metadromoi is basically based on the world where the Roman Empire never happened, and ancient Greek kind of continued on. So all the names are kind of harking back to that. And in a world where digital stuff started, like it did start in the 80s, but like Metasphere started like in the 80s, 90s. So metadromoi is basically like what would happen if we, instead of Saturday morning cartoons, we have Saturday morning Metasphere things. So yeah, that's kind of like how the kind of concept works. So yeah, there are these two guys to come. That's the next incarnation. So yeah, so with that, let me just check the chat. Yeah, sweet, awesome, thanks, man. Love it. So with that, thank you all so much for coming. I super appreciate it. I know like we all have busy lives, and it's always like a challenge of like, what should we do now? Because things are just like flying at us 24/7. Thanks, V. Yeah, like organic form and mechanical is my jam. That's literally what I do. So yeah, thanks, Zap. So yeah, like it's I really appreciate everyone kind of being here today. It means a lot. And don't know where the next one's going to be, but I think there will be one. So with that, I'm going to close the stream, stop recording. And if you have any questions, anything else in future, feel free to message me, tag me, throw stuff my way, whatever. I'm on Twitter, probably. Oh, I would love to Unchained Ninja. Yeah, definitely. Like I'll put my notifications on, man. Like hit me a DM. So yeah, with that, like thank you so much. And thanks, Z. Yeah, like so I say, there will be more, and I'm probably spending way too much time on Twitter anyway, so you can find me anywhere in the metasphere. Thank you, Arjun, and congrats on taking Lyconidine home. Like hopefully he will keep you safe. He will be a safeguard for your adventures in the metasphere. And with that, thank you everyone, and love you all. Bye.